Hi, in today's video, you're gonna learn how you can create a habit. This could be a small habit, a big habit, a habit you want to start in the short, long term, doesn't matter. Honestly, we are going to talk about just how you can simply stay consistent on doing a habit that you want to do. So first, I think when it comes to creating a habit, like what tends to happen is that we will want to do like 5 to 10 different habits, like that we haven't done consistently ever, or you could have tried to do them in the past, but like they never were consistent in your routines and your lifestyle. And I think that's like where people get stuck, and that's where I got stuck because I wanted to, wake up at 5 a.m. And then I was like, when I wake up at 5 a.m., I'm gonna do this, 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 and then I'm also gonna do this, this. And then if I don't feel like it, then I'm going to do this instead. And like, there were just so many complications when it came to wanting to just simply start a habit. And I think it's super important to understand what you wanna do, obviously. You probably have things in mind if you clicked on this video. However, understand that each habit that you choose to incorporate in your life will have different effects on your perspective, on your mindset, and I don't think that's talked about enough because, sometimes like we'll have, let's say I'm gonna pick 3 habits just randomly, okay? So waking up earlier, doing yoga and going on a run, okay? Let's say those are the 3 habits that I wanted to incorporate in my life tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to do my yoga, and I'm going to, did I say yoga? I'm not sure. Did I say yoga? Okay, whatever. It doesn't even matter. And go on a run, but okay. The point of what I'm trying to say is that even if there's like 5 to 10 other habits that you want to incorporate in your life, each of them have a different effect on your life. For instance, when you wake up in the morning, your mindset is completely different from, okay, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. and then I'm going to go and do yoga. When you are about to get out of bed, it's hard to think about one thing that you're going to do. Your mind kind of goes into like this cycle of, oh, like I can't do this. I'm so tired. And I can't comprehend everything that I have to do. So then you sleep in. And then let's say you get up, okay? Forget that. Let's say then you get up. And then, you're like, okay, I have to do yoga, right? So your mind is thinking about, okay, I gotta get my butt, I gotta get my mat, I gotta, just have this like peaceful mindset, but it's also thinking about so many other things. And that's the reason why we can't stick to habits. It could be 1 to 2 habits, it could be 5 to 20 habits. It doesn't matter. The reason why we can't stick to our habits is because our mind, literally everything comes back to your mind. We literally grow up and our inner child has an effect on our future, and we are programmed to believe everything that we have in front of us. Like literally, our brains are programmed to think certain things and believe them because they're only what we know. Literally, like if you believe that you can be successful, it's because you see that other people can do it and that you visualize yourself in that perspective. Like you literally can see it. But then also, for example, let's say you grew up and your parents are divorced, and you grew up knowing that it's going to be so difficult to find just a person to love because you saw you saw your own parents grow up and they didn't have that. You didn't have that. They didn't have that. Your siblings saw that. It could be, that's just an example of what I'm trying to say. It could be, you could have got abused, or just other traumatic things could have happened to you. But we are programmed to literally like believe everything that comes to our eyes. So this comes back to our habits, because when we hear like literally like social media, technology, everything, like when we when we hear something and then we like try it for ourselves and we see that they're right. Like, I did this, I felt this way, I felt exactly how they felt, and why can't I just do this? And that's so important because, for example, just trying to wake up earlier in the morning. Okay, I'm going to use this example because I think, waking up earlier in the morning, first of all, let's say you have to go to work, you'll have more time to eat, get dressed, shower, whatever it is. But then it also has an effect on the night before, right? Because, like, you can't just wake up at 5, 6 a.m. with 3 hours of sleep. So the night before has such an important impact. It's not just your morning routine. I think the night routine is so underlooked because we have to prepare. Like, think about just owning a business. When you want to own a business, you prepare. You think about every possible situation. You literally coincide with partners and different, things that you have to do for that business. But it all comes down to preparing. If you want to, let's say, read, right? You want to read more. That's your habit. Having your book tucked in your drawer isn't going to help because we are not prepared to read. When you prepare for certain things to happen, you will see that it's easier for you to do stuff in life. And so when we look at our night routine and, let's say it takes you so long to sleep, because for me personally, it does. Sometimes it takes me so long to sleep, and I take magnesium because it helps me sleep. And it's also good for you. Take your magnesium, take your vitamin D, okay? Take your vitamins. However, it does take me a long time to sleep because my mind is just running and I'm thinking about everything that has happened during that day, stuff that I wish I could have done or I didn't do, or stuff that I liked that I did, or, I'm thinking about the next day, I'm thinking about next week. Then my mind goes to next year and I'm like, okay, I want to do this next year. I'm like, bro, like I don't even know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. And my mind is going to next year. And so for you, like you could sleep like quickly. Like if you just shut your eyes, you might be able to sleep really quickly. But for me, that's not the case. So I have to prepare for that, For example, the night before, having your clothes out. You gotta go to work, boom, get your stuff. You wanna read, get the book on the table. Get everything prepared for you to do something. This doesn't just go for habits, like I said, though. This goes for everything in life. And it's just simply, like, it's like really, it's the little stuff that truly matter. Because, like, let's say, like, you go to the bathroom in the morning and you have your toothbrush out, like literally just on the counter. You have your cleanser, your moisturizers. Everything is already there. It's there for you. And why? Why do we do that? Because it's easier. As human beings, we don't have long attention spans. And we see that, like we see that we don't have long attention spans. And for me personally, sometimes like if I'm trying to get information, it could be on YouTube, it could be on Google, on TikTok. I want it quickly. Why do you think on TikTok we have like that button? Well, it's not like a button, but you hold down on your screen and it literally goes faster. The video goes faster. We see how important our attention span is because we are impatient. We want things to come quickly to us. It's the exact reason why businesses create products. Why do you think that? Like I even saw like there's this spoon, right? There's this spoon and it has a sensation of like you eating salt. So like when you put the spoon in your mouth, it tastes like salt. How incredible. We see that with daily technology, like AI, like I'm talking about the spoon, but like let alone ChatGPT, let alone everything. Like we are species that want quick results, instant gratification, and we don't want to waste our time. We want to gain information without having to pay or, having to wait long. Like we just want it quickly. And so when we look how that affects our habits and our daily lifestyle, obviously, like you want it to happen quickly. Like waking up early in the morning, one, and then I want to do this and this and this, and then you want to stay consistent throughout your whole lifetime. When you like want to lose weight and you know are counting your calories, or you're like, I can't eat this, and then you're like in your mind, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life, and then it literally is like 2 days later and you're downing a big bag of chips. Like, we have to look at facts, but then we also have to, like I said, think about like think about your behaviors when it comes to your belief system and what you're programmed to believe. So like when we know that it's like hard to wake up early in the morning, like of course it is, like it's hard because you, like I said, might not have had enough sleep or whatever, it could be any reason, but we know that it's hard to wake up early in the morning. And so when we want it to be, you know, something that is easy for us, it's like muscle memory, like waking up at 5 a.m. without an alarm. You know, those are certain triggers that you can have in your mind because you're like, I want that. Like, I want this, I want that, I want to do this, I want to incorporate this. And it all comes back to like your behaviors. And I think your mindset and your perspective on anything in life is so important because, you know, as I said, we know it's hard to wake up in the morning, but when you make it easier for yourself, your perspective will change and you'll be like, oh, like this isn't that bad. And for me, it's easy to say because like I have experienced that. But like if you haven't, then it's literally a learning process and a journey that if you want to be consistent, it will take time. And sometimes we want instant gratification like so quickly. We're just like, oh, like I want this so bad. And I just think it's so unrealistic to see, you know, people do it without explaining how long it took for them, or that, you know, loving yourself, taking care of yourself doesn't mean, you know, like if you're doing these things consistently and then, you know, you fail at it and then you like start waking up late and eating bad food and all that stuff, like you are still trying though. Like if you tried it once, you're trying. And so you just, like I said, okay, appreciate yourself. In my past videos, I've talked about just appreciating yourself. I really think that it's so important. Like you clicking on this video, it shows, you know, like even if you're not waking up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., like it shows that you care about yourself. It shows that you want to be better. That's step one, baby. That is literally step one. And yeah, I think it's just so important to appreciate yourself, your mindset. It all comes down to your mind. Like I said, always. It's always this mental battle with yourself, okay? And it always will be. To the day that we die, it's always going to be you versus you, always. I don't care what anyone says. And even though you might, you know, compare yourself to someone, compare yourself to their life, the luxury lifestyle they have, what they look like, all that stuff, it's always going to be against you because you think that about them and then it reflects back onto your life. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something. But it's okay. Like it takes time and it takes, you know, patience, but if you're trying, and that literally is all that matters. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.